What's up, everyone? We are heading into the final week of Big Brother 22, which means either Cody, Enzo, or Nicole will be crowned the winner of Big Brother All-Stars and also receive $500,000 that goes with that title, which of course means that one more head of household has to be crowned so they can decide who they want to evict and also who they want to take to the final two to face the jury to win the title of Big Brother All-Star champ. But we've got 1 week left, guys. It's been a hell of a journey so far, so let's kick things off with a song. Let's go out with a bang. Welcome to the house. There's only 3 left, but soon there will be 2. They have fought all season long for prizes and power, but one will get the confetti shower. Everybody wants to win the game. That's right, guys, everybody wants to win, but only one can win. So as we head into the first video of the final week of the updates, guys, welcome to your live feed update. Welcome everybody. I hope you all enjoyed that little parody of Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, an absolute 80s classic there, guys. But thank you again for everyone joining me. And just before we get started, guys, please hit the subscribe button if you are new around here. And please also click the like button and the bell icon to get notified every single time a brand new upload goes live on TV Talks with Tom. Jumping straight into part 1 results of the Head of Household competition, and we have our results, guys. Nicole Franzel has won part 1, so she has advanced to part 3 on finale night, where she will compete against the winner of part 2 to become the final Head of Household of the season. Straight off the bat, folks, let me know in the comment section who you would like to see win the final Head of Household competition. Obviously, we have Nicole, who's won part 1. Who would you like to win part 2? And eventually part 3 facing off against Nicole. I think it's very, very likely it's going to end up being Cody versus Nicole in the final Head of Household competition. I think a lot of people are assuming Cody's going to win the whole the whole Head of Household competition and then obviously end up winning the game. But if Nicole actually wins this, she could evict Cody due to sort of popular belief. People believe that Nicole's going to take Cody to the final 2, but I think Nicole's all of a sudden starting to shift things around very late in the game, as she always does, so she may just evict Cody and seal the victory against Enzo. And you never know, Enzo may just pull through and actually win the final Head of Household competition, and he may evict Cody as well. So Cody's life is in the balance. I would say there's every chance of everyone getting evicted this week, or if that even makes sense. You know, every single person is at risk somewhat of being evicted, so it's really anyone's game, and everybody needs to win this final Head of Household competition. We are currently led to believe that the first part of the final Head of Household competition was endurance-based. It usually is in the final 3, where you sort of hang on some sort of rope and they bash you left, right, and centre all over the backyard, and you're flying off the walls and the walls are hitting you. Lots and lots of fun stuff, but Nicole obviously lasted the longest, so she has won it. I think Enzo had said all along he wasn't going to win endurance, and obviously he failed his endurance challenge in his first season, so it's sort of history repeating itself for Enzo, and it may just be history repeating itself again with Enzo coming 3rd place. Christmas obviously laid into Enzo last night in the speech and basically said, congratulations Enzo, you've got 3rd place. Who knows? Enzo may just pull through, but he may just come 3rd place. It's very likely he will come 3rd, but we just don't know yet. And of course, it all comes down to who actually wins these next 2 parts of the final Head of Household competition. But that's as far as we know. It was very likely endurance, and the house guests were talking about it, and it seems that it lasted for about 30 to 35 minutes, so just around about half an hour, and then obviously Nicole outdid both the guys. When Enzo was alone at one point, he was talking to the camera saying that endurance is not his thing. So, of course, he's been saying all season long, if it comes down to endurance, it's not going to happen. He's had, many, many years to prep for endurance skills and stuff like that, and he hasn't really came through with that. And, I'm not saying, he needs to go do that, but you'd think if he had such a fear of doing endurance comps, you'd think he might have trained for that to try and come down to, because it's $500,000, I think it's very important to do so, but I think he's putting all of his coins in another bank to go into the next part of the Head of Household competition, assuming he's going to win. But he's basically giving himself this pep talk saying he has to beat Cody. He has to beat Cody. So it seems as though, due to, a lot of people have been saying, Enzo might be wavering backwards and forwards, and he always does. This could be the time that Enzo actually does make the big move and evicts Cody, because he has constantly told himself, because usually when he wavers, he says it for maybe half a day, then goes back to what he said before. But he's been saying this for about 3 or 4 days now about getting rid of Cody. So I genuinely think Enzo will cut Cody if he wins the final Head of Household competition. So Enzo is extremely determined, but he also said that ropes and spinning are never his strong point. I don't really know who's got many strong feelings against ropes and spinning, but obviously Enzo does, and that's why he didn't win the comp. But he is definitely determined and motivated and very, very enthusiastic about trying to win part 2 and then eventually part 3. It seems Cody had a little trouble whilst he was doing the endurance comp because he was talking about how much he was spinning, and apparently he was quite mad at the fact that he just continually spinned. We've seen this time and time again with Big Brother where somebody hits the wall, then all of a sudden round and round it goes and they don't stop, and then eventually the only point to stop is when they fall off. And Nicole was sort of saying she was very much determined and she was rock solid, she wasn't going anywhere, so it really does seem like this was Nicole's comp. Cody continued to sort of talk about excuses. It sort of came across that way anyway, because he was sort of saying about how Nicole was never hitting the wall, and he was really hoping she would. And Nicole said that she did hit the wall, and Cody was saying only like once, all that sort of stuff. So I think Cody is genuinely a bit distraught about not winning this. I think for many, many, many days now, he's sort of had this mindset of, I'm going to win part 1, I'm going to win part 3, and I'm going to control my fate. But it seems as though, I'll throw it to the office here, but well, how the turntables, because Cody, I think, is going to get the shock of his life if he doesn't win part 2, and he's actually going to realise he could very well end up in 3rd place in BB22. Enzo got quite emotional towards the end of the night, and he was telling the cameras that he's just very, very tired and he wants to go home now. Obviously, he's ready for this home stretch. He really wants to bring it home. The Meow Meow is trying hard. He wants to take the win, but of course, it's very, very difficult for him. And he was talking to Cody how it really made him feel extremely emotional seeing his kids, because if you guys saw the live show, Julie Chen, Moonves sort of put their sort of video packages from home, which was really, really a lovely segment for all the house guests. Or the 3 ones left. Christmas had been evicted at this point, but the 3 remaining house guests got to see a little video package from their loved ones at home. Really lovely segment, but of course Enzo got very emotional about that, and I think he really just misses his kids. I do really feel for the guy, and I've got a lot of respect for him for sticking it out, and I think it's going to give him more and more determination to bring home the win now, or as his kids said, bring home the cheese. It was just really, really nice to see a smile on everyone's face to see their loved ones. Later on, Enzo was talking to the cameras and saying that if he doesn't win this final head of household competition, the season is over and he might as well just be evicted straight away. Now, let's really just break this down for a second. If Nicole wins the final head of household competition, the assumption would be she would take Cody to the final 2, because they've been like that all season long. They've been extremely tight. But Nicole, as we know, does nothing basically throughout the entirety of the game. Then in the final few weeks, she all of a sudden starts winning comps and playing extremely strategically. And for that reason, I still do believe that Nicole may just cut Cody, so I don't think Enzo can count everything out yet. And Enzo does stand a chance against the jury, I think, against Nicole. I think Nicole is in favour of the jury, but I think Enzo still stands a better chance versus Nicole than Cody. If Cody wins the final head of household competition, very similar to Nicole, being very, very tight, but I think he doesn't want to make that same mistake that he did with Derek. And, he took Derek to the final 2 because he was very, very loyal, but I think he knew deep down he wasn't going to beat Derek. And I think he knows he thinks he can beat Nicole this time, so it's a bit more confidence, but I don't think he wants to risk it because of what happened with Derek. He wants to take Victoria to the final 2 in Big Brother 16, but he didn't do that. He, in this scenario, wants to take Enzo to the final 2, but he may just not do that again. He may just repeat itself and then face off against Nicole. And if he loses to Nicole, he loses to Nicole. But I think in this scenario, we're comparing Derek and Nicole and Victoria and Enzo. Definitely different styles of gameplay. Enzo's a better player than Victoria, but I would say Derek probably played better than Nicole. When Enzo was saying that the comp only lasted 30 minutes, he said that he reckons he lasted about 15 to 20 minutes, then the comp went on about 10 minutes after that. So the assumption, of course, is that Enzo was the first to drop, then it was Cody versus Nicole, with Nicole clenching the victory. Some more information about the competition now, because the house guest was saying that Big Brother is definitely taking advantage of using the Halloween theme, because they don't usually get to do it this far into the year. So I've got the assumption at the moment that the comp is the whole rope swinging thing where you spin around and hit the wall, and it's hold on as long as possible, of course, with a Halloween theme going on there, and it lasted about 30 minutes long. To sum everything up, Christmas was evicted by a vote of 1-0, with Cody casting the sole vote, and then Nicole was crowned the winner of part 1 of the final head of household competition. This means Enzo and Cody will face off against each other in part 2, and then the winner of part 2 will face off against Nicole in part 3 to crown the final head of household of the season. That person will then decide who they choose to evict, and also who they bring to the final 2 to face the jury, in the hopes of winning $500,000 and the title of Big Brother All-Star Champ. A lot hangs in the balance this week, and as I said earlier in the video, every single house guest needs to do their best to win this comp, because everybody is at risk. It's unpredictable which each house guest is going to do. Enzo is very likely leaning towards evicting Cody. Cody is very likely going to evict Enzo. Well, not very likely, we'll say likely, but he's wavering between Enzo and Nicole. Nicole, unpredictable as hell. She is slap bang in the middle. We don't know if she's going to take out Cody or Enzo. She's keeping her cards close to her chest, but of course telling each of them one thing, because it's keeping up appearances. So a very exciting week ahead where you must win this comp to guarantee your safety. So exciting times ahead, guys, as we head into the final week of Big Brother 22 All-Stars. That is all of your game updates for today, folks. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for watching. I massively appreciate it, and I hope you all enjoyed this video too. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, guys. Please check out the description below for a few fun interactive features where you can follow me on Twitter and also on Instagram. And also, you can become a patron of TV Talks with Tom, guys. But please check out the description below. Thank you again, guys, for watching. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Do all of that stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.